Our parish has recently embarked on the Generations of Faith campaign, in which the Diocese of Brooklyn is striving to raise $80 million or more to support retired and elderly priests, youth evangelization, and major capital repairs in parishes throughout the diocese. A few weeks ago, we showed the diocesan video for the campaign at all the Masses. Today, we'd like to take a look at what our parish goals are through the campaign. While there are many needs, we've recognized that our most pressing concern is the condition of the church roof. The roof on our church, a traditional standing seam copper roof, was installed in 1924 by the Lechner Roofing Company at a cost of $24,435, and at that time had a life expectancy of 50 to 60 years. It's now 2015, and more than 85 years has passed. Back in the early 1980s, around the parish's 75th anniversary, the roof, or at least certain aspects of it, had already began showing the signs of its age, as leaks began appearing in and around the gutters and at the valleys between roof sections. The gutters, which gather all the rainwater from the roof and then divert the water to the downspouts, come in contact with a higher volume of water than any other part of the roof, in effect making them the most vulnerable aspect of this type of roof system. Over the span of 50-plus years, acidic rain had slowly corroded the gutters and small leaks were beginning to appear. In addition, years of expansion during summer months and contraction during the winter had caused splitting in and around the valleys between the roof sections, as well as at all the dormers, and at the corners and joints of many of the downspouts. It was at that time the decision was made to patch the leaks by applying a membrane of asphalt flashing, commonly known as tar, to all the gutters and valleys. The entire roof was then painted green so the repair work would blend in, and the roof would maintain a uniform color. While this did stop the leaking for quite some time, it was never intended as a long-term solution. The main reason for this is that while the asphalt-based membrane did cover the corrosion and the splits in the copper, the addition of asphalt speeds up the corrosive process on the copper beneath and immediately surrounding the asphalt. The asphalt membrane is also prone to drying out and cracking, as evidenced in the current picture. Since that time, additional repairs have been performed as new leaks continued to appear. Vast sections of gutters and valleys have been flashed and reflashed, largely with the same result, an immediate stop of leaking, but on a fairly short-term basis. After one of the more recent repairs, about 4 years ago, we called in an architect with expertise in copper roofing and had a condition survey performed. At that time, the survey identified the need to replace the gutters in the valleys, to replace and add additional downspouts, and to install new expansion joints to minimize the effect of expansion and contraction. This past year, we had another survey performed with a representative from the diocese, and we brought in some architects and contractors. In fact, the drone video seen here was actually recorded this past spring by one of the contractors who will be bidding on the work. We're using the video to help determine the extent of work that needs to be done now and how we can go about performing the work as cost-effectively as possible. While looking at the video, you can see the past repairs, seen as black asphalt inside the gutters, as well as the overall poor condition of the roof. In certain sections, you'll notice dark stains on the brick below, most likely indicating a failure of the copper above, with water and copper residue staining the brick from within. In addition, you can see the unevenness of the color of the roof, as the old paint has weathered away in many areas. A further complication is that over large sections of the roof, the paint that was used to provide a uniform look 30-plus years ago has chemically bonded to the copper, making removal of the paint impossible and recycling of the copper unrealistic. The sheer size of the roof makes this project a very substantial undertaking. Part of the discussion with our experts will include the possibility of taking a phased approach to treat the roof as multiple sections to help spread the cost out over a couple of years. But those details are yet to be determined. We're also looking at other areas that should be repaired while we have scaffolding in place, including cracks in masonry pointing, penetrations at the catwalks, and deteriorated window frames. Now, let's take a closer look at why this work is so critical. Extensive plaster damage can be seen throughout the ceiling areas of the church, particularly in and around the clerestory windows, where water penetrates into the building through damage around the dormers located above. Paint and plaster damage can also be seen in the arcade ceilings, caused by failing flashing at the roofline, and at the archways, which are located below the 4 major valleys of the roof. In fact, there's extensive damage just outside the sanctuary in front of the tabernacle, where a particularly bad leak occurred recently. As you can see, there's already tens of thousands of dollars worth of damage to the inside of the building. If we don't make the correct and complete repairs to the outside now, the damage inside will be devastating. In addition, delaying this project any longer while continuing with short-term repairs will quite simply push the overall costs even higher, both for the roof replacement itself as well as the interior repairs, which can only be tackled after we eliminate all the leaks. At this time, we're anticipating a total cost of about $1 million or more for a complete roof replacement. This estimate is based on a full replace of the roof with new gutters and downspouts. It also includes extensive scaffolding around the building, which will more than likely be needed for crews to safely access the roof. Our support of the Generations of Faith campaign is critical to the success of this project and the future of our parish. Through prayer and sacrifice, together we can accomplish great things. This campaign is our time, our opportunity to give back to those that have come before us and to provide for the future faithful right here in Ridgewood. If you have any questions about the roof project or the campaign, call the rectory and ask to speak with Monsignor Peter or any of our staff. And please, prayerfully consider making a sacrificial gift to support the Generations of Faith campaign. God bless you, and God bless St. Matthias Parish.